There are moments in history the church must never forget, not because we are called to live in the past, but because forgotten history has a dangerous way of repeating itself. During the rise of Nazi Germany, much of the visible church failed its moment of testing. Many Protestant institutions in Germany were pressured, seduced, reorganized, and compromised under the influence of National Socialism. Some resisted, many remained silent. Others aligned themselves with the spirit of the age, and the world paid a terrible price. There were brave voices, such as Dietrich Bonhoeffer and others connected to the confessing church, who recognized that the church could not bow to a political spirit and still claim to be faithful to Christ. Bonhoeffer understood that discipleship was not theory. It was costly. It required courage. It required obedience. It required a church willing to stand when standing could cost everything. But the tragedy is this: too many recognized the danger too late. And we must be honest, this is not only Germany's history. Even here in our own nation, anti-Semitism was allowed to rise in ways that should grieve every follower of Jesus. There were places where Jewish people were rejected, excluded, mocked, and barred from public life. The hatred that eventually shocked the world did not begin with death camps. It began with words. It began with silence. It began with dehumanization. It began when people looked away. And when the church looks away from evil, darkness does not disappear. It gains territory. The Bible tells us in Proverbs 31:8-9, "Open your mouth for the speechless, in the cause of all who are appointed to die. Open your mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and needy." That is not political theater. That is kingdom responsibility. The sons and daughters of Yahweh were never called to hide in religious comfort while gates of culture are captured by darkness. But we must also understand this clearly. The answer is not for the church to become political in the spirit of the world. The church must not be owned by a political party. The church must not become an echo chamber for worldly agendas. The church must not trade the government of Holy Spirit for the machinery of man. There is a difference between the ecclesia legislating from heaven and the church becoming captured by earthly politics. The ecclesia speaks from the throne. Political religion speaks from party loyalty. The ecclesia carries the burden of the Lord. Compromised religion carries the talking points of man. The ecclesia bows to Jesus Christ alone. But when a denomination, ministry, or local church aligns itself with ideologies that celebrate the shedding of innocent blood, confusion of identity, sexual perversion, anti-Semitism, rebellion against God's order, or any other practice heaven calls sin, that church becomes compromised. It may still have music. It may still have lights. It may still have programs. It may still have religious language, but it has lost its position as a vessel of the glory of the Lord. Isaiah 5:20 warns, "Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness." That warning was not written for the world alone. It was written for the people of God. And yet, on the other side, silence is not holiness. Silence in the face of evil is not wisdom. Silence while children are confused. Innocent blood is shed. Anti-Semitism rises. And truth is mocked is not spiritual maturity. It is cowardice dressed in religious clothing. Revelation 21:8 gives a sobering warning that the cowardly are listed among those who have no inheritance in the holy city. That should shake us. That should awaken us. That should bring the fear of the Lord back into our pulpits, our homes, our prayer rooms, and our public witness. So what is the answer? The answer is not political idolatry. The answer is not cowardly silence. The answer is the rising of the ecclesia remnant of the Lord. A people who will speak with humility but without fear. A people who will carry truth but not hatred. A people who will legislate according to heaven, not according to the spirit of the age. A people who will take back the gates of culture, not through domination, manipulation, or worldly ambition, but through obedience to Jesus Christ, prayer, righteousness, truth, courage, and the authority of the kingdom. Jesus said in Matthew 16:18, "I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it." The word church there speaks of ecclesia, a called-out governing assembly, not a silent audience, not a religious club, not a powerless institution hiding from controversy. The ecclesia is called to stand at the gates of family, the gates of education, the gates of government, the gates of media, the gates of culture, the gates of justice, the gates of the next generation. And we do not stand there as Republicans, Democrats, conservatives, liberals, or servants of man-made systems. We stand there as blood-bought sons and daughters of the living God under the Lordship of Jesus Christ. What we witnessed in the church during World War II should not be forgotten, not so we can condemn the past with pride, but so we can discern our own hour with trembling. Because every generation must answer one question: will we bow to the spirit of the age? Will we hide in silence? Or will we stand as the Ecclesia of Jesus Christ? May the Lord raise up sons and daughters who refuse compromise. May He raise up pastors who fear God more than applause. May He raise up watchmen who will not sleep at the gates. May He raise up intercessors who will contend in the courts of heaven. May He raise up an ecclesia that remembers, repents, rises, and speaks again with the authority of Christ. The church must not remember too late. The remnant must rise now. This is the hour to speak truth, stand in courage, and bring the gates of culture under the Lordship of Jesus Christ.